Chapter 44. Chul wanted Rielle all to himself. Chul got a phone call from his dad in Korea, wanting his immediate return. This call made Chul uneasy. "Dad, I couldn't come home. It's Christmas, and I want to enjoy it. Christmas here is a beautiful season. Please tell me now so we can discuss it well later. Why are you that stubborn, Hwan? Just come home, now." And the call ended. So, he called his mom to know the reason for his forced return to Korea. "Your dad is considering you to be married to Elizabeth Park, son. She was beautiful, usually your type, smart, and of your same age. She lived all her growing years in Canada, and now that she returned here, your dad liked her to be your wife," Mrs. Hwan explained. "My dad never changed at all. He still had that meddling attitude, and I don't like it," Chul stressed. "Would you give Dad the phone, Mom, so that I could put sense into him?" Chul said in an angry, rude tone. Mrs. Han handed the phone to Mr. Myong-han and said. Chul was steaming with anger. "Dear, better talk to him and get this over soon." "Yes, what are you angry about, Hwan? You are becoming disrespectful, Dad. I'm sorry, all right? But I'm not too fond of getting forced to marry someone I never fell in love with and never knew the least. Could you please leave me alone, or you'll never hear from me again, ever," threatened Chul. "Son, I want this venture with the Park family, and having Elizabeth wed to you would be a good thing for all of us. It will strengthen our ties with them. Do you understand? She was never a bad choice, either, since she was beautiful and educated, and I knew both of you would get along," explained Mr. Han. "Dad, if there is someone you could marry Elizabeth with, he should be Hwan. He was already in the marrying stage, a bachelor, successful, and more reliable in business than I am. You proved that when he helped your venture with the American business people, right? He would be a better choice because he was more handsome, articulate, and smart. I am sure he will become Elizabeth's type of man. Please, Appa, not me. I still have many goals to accomplish." While Hwan was already an accomplished businessman, Chul was talking loudly, and Mang Ben heard everything. Sitting behind a tree, watching the party, he could overhear everything. "All right, son. I'll call Hwan, but never discuss anything about this conversation. Do you understand?" Chul agreed and ended the call, giving a sly smile. Mang Ben appeared before him with a blank face and remarked, "Seriously, Sir Hwan?" Hwan was stunned. He held Mang Ben's shoulder and his other hand over his face, his finger by his lips, hushing Mang Ben to be quiet. "How much have you heard, Mang Ben?" Chul asked. "Everything, sir," and Mang Ben continued to speak. "I am not intruding, sir, but I don't feel good about your idea. I may be a chauffeur to you, but since I have worked for you for so many years, I have treated you like a son. I was happy that you listened to my advice when needed. And it broke my heart to see you that desperate, to have Hwan take your place when you knew that your brother was in love with Rielle. I believe you did this to have Mari all to yourself by getting rid of Hwan through a forced marriage, so he won't hinder your intentions for Mari. Do you think that was fair, sir?" Chul was silent for a while. He sat on the bench under the tree, and with a bent back, he covered his face with his hands and wept. "Was I an evil brother, Mang Ben? You knew too well about the story of Mari and me, and if only that accident didn't happen, she could have been my wife, living happily together in Singapore. But the thing is, Sir Hwan, fate has separated you both, brought you to a fatal accident, causing you both a near-death state, and worst, Mari lost her memory, lost you completely. There might be a logical reason why that happened, and maybe fate made it happen, that destiny made you and Mari not for each other." Chul looked at Mang Ben severely. "That Mari's destiny was Hwan? Is that it? Is that it? Huh, Mang Ben?" Mang Ben stood outright, making his reasoning solid and logical. "I'm sorry, but it was already said and done. If you think destiny is acting on the three of us, let destiny be the judge." Then Chul walked away, feeling glum and trying to fight his guilt for giving his brother out. The Christmas party was over, and everyone was gradually leaving the place. After Hwan brought Rielle home, he walked straight to the wine bar to sip wine before going to bed. His thoughts were from his previous talk with Rielle, asking him to get married, and he felt heavily burdened. As much as he wanted to marry Rielle, he was between Rielle's amnesia and his brother Chul. He was in this thought when a call from his mobile came. He wondered who was calling him in the middle of the night, and when the name, unscrupulous old man, appeared on his mobile screen, he felt uncomfortable. "Yi, Appa, and Hasio. Why did you call?" Hwan was a bit nervous. wondering about a sudden call in the middle of the night. Hwan, son, I want you to return here immediately. I want to discuss something important which could not wait for another day. Please take your flight at the earliest tomorrow. Dad, please? Give me a break, will you? It's Christmas. Couldn't I have some peace for a while? Please let us discuss whatever the thing is after the new year. I'm sorry, son, but we could not set this aside nor take it for granted for another time, for this is the right time. So come on, spare me this one. See you tomorrow. And his dad ended the call. Hwan dialed his phone on Rielle. Hello, Hwan? Missed me already? Asked Rielle cheerfully. Sweetheart, my dad just called, wanting me to return to Korea at the earliest possible tomorrow morning. It is urgent. What? Again? Why does your dad keep on tailing you? Besides, it's Christmas. Doesn't he celebrate Christmas? Rielle was annoyed. I'm sorry, babe, but I will be here on Christmas Day or earlier. I'll see to it. We were supposed to have some shopping spree for gifts and pay a visit to Nancy to see our baby godchild tomorrow. Hwan, can you meet with your dad after Christmas or New Year? Your dad is so suffocating. Their conversations turned to a heated argument, and Rielle ended the call abruptly. Hwan felt devastated, but he thought of pushing through with his travel back to Korea to get it over with peace of mind. It was still dawn with a bit of sleep when he left for the airport. He requested Mangbin to drive him over since Junie was indisposed due to drunkenness. While Mangbin was driving him to the airport, he couldn't resist looking in the rear mirror at Hwan with worry but couldn't say anything, considering his promise to Hwan Chul for his silence. A few moments later, Hwan was already at the lounge when he tried calling Rielle, but she was not answering. Instead, he sent a text message. I'm so sorry, babe, for leaving. I know you were excited to go shopping with me and see our godchild, but I have to get over and done with my dad for a peaceful year ahead for us. I'm sorry. I love you. I'll be home for Christmas, babe, promise. Rielle read Hwan's message and wept. She felt so bad that they ended in a heated argument last night, but she didn't reply. She wanted him to miss her so he would come back very soon. Hwan Chul learned from Mangbin that Hwan was back in Korea. Are you happy now, Sir Hwan? If that wedding will push through. Rielle's yours, said Mangbin reproachfully. Hwan Chul was at a loss for words, feeling guilty simultaneously. He dialed Rielle's phone to keep this guilt out of his mind. Hello, Rielle. I heard Hwan flew to Korea this early morning. If you have any plans for today, I could pitch in? Yeah. Hwan and I were supposed to go shopping today and visit our godchild. I could consider your offer. I am free now. Are you ready? Hwan Chul got excited and replied, Yes, I am ready. I'll be there in an hour. Hwan Chul jumped for joy, acting like making a 3-point shot on the basketball court. He felt no vessel of pleasure, for at last, Rielle could fully focus on him, and it would be easier for them both to help each other piece together Rielle's lost memory. Hwan Chul was in high spirits shopping with Rielle. They also went to the supermarket to buy groceries to donate to an orphanage and home for the aged. They let Mangbin take pictures of their happy moments with the orphan kids and in the house for the aged. After a few hours of mingling with the kids and the older people, the three decided to rest in the home's front yard for the aged. A call came again on Rielle's phone, and upon checking who the caller was, Rielle silenced her phone and placed it back in her bag. Who called? Rielle asked Hwan Chul. Oh, just a persistent caller. He'd get tired of it. Hwan Chul stared at Rielle as if she didn't care, while Mangbin felt alarmed that he glanced at Hwan Chul with a worried look. Come on, let's have lunch somewhere, then we'll visit Nancy. I am already excited to see my godchild, remarked Rielle. Hwan Chul and Rielle stood before Nancy's gate and rang the doorbell. Rielle was carrying a giant stuffed toy and Hwan Chul with a bag of baby things when Nancy opened the door and happily ran to the gate. Oh my! Did you care about shopping for my baby? You're so excited to become a godmother, how sing-song Nancy. They were happily chatting as they walked inside the house. Then Rielle and Hwan Chul got a big surprise. Their eyes grew extensive, and they were speechless. Hwan Chul wanted his brother, Hwan out of the way, considering Hwan a hindrance to having Mari or Rielle for himself. What surprised Hwan Chul and Rielle, leaving them speechless. Keep following me on my YouTube channel and TikTok. Take advantage of more exciting episodes in the Windows of the Heart series.